Song Lodge, and I'm back with another video. I'm really gonna try to be more regular with these guys, but things are in flux, so we're gonna see what we can do. Anyways, so today I want to talk about essential gemstones. I love gemstones. They're one of the first things that I started to use when I was little. My mother was a metaphysician, and so one of the first things I got to start using was gemstones. Gemstones are great, especially for kids, but they're also really fantastic because they don't require a lot of work on your part. So if you're in a tough spot, you don't know what you're doing, if you're really low energy and you just need some freaking help, gemstones are really great for that. So I really recommend them. They don't require any instructions. They're not hard to operate. If you don't know anything about them, they're still going to work for you. So I love them. And so there are some that I consider pretty much essential to carry around in your toolkit, or they're my favorites, and I recommend them to everyone. And I just wanted to talk about those today. So my number one recommended gemstones are black. They're just black ones, just all of them, all the black ones. This is going to be your obsidian, your smoky quartz, your jet, your onyx, black tourmaline, and there's a bunch of other ones that are getting more popular now, that are kind of hybrids and synthetics, but those are going to be your mainstays, and they tend to be the cheaper ones as well, so they're really handy to have around. And I also got some examples for you. So this is a snowflake obsidian worry stone. You can tell it's a carved worry stone because it's got the little divot in it for rub it on, if that's something that you're into. You can see this snowflake obsidian has a very distinct pattern. These snowflakes tend to be very round and somewhat snowflake-like. They vary in density, which means some have less and they're really close to really far apart, and some have more and they're really close together, but they all kind of have this look to them. I thought I had grabbed a second one, and apparently I didn't. Go me. This is I didn't grab the second one. This is an example of smoky quartz. This has not been baked. There's an issue with baking gemstones. That's a whole nother topic. This is an example of smoky quartz. You can kind of tell if I hold it up against the white wall, hence the inclusion of the white wall. It's kind of actually got like a brown color to it. That's how you tell smoky quartz apart from other quartz, other dark colored gemstones and tinted quartzes. You don't need like a big old honkin' piece like this. That's not efficient or convenient. But like a smaller piece like this, which is a bit more manageable. I'm going to just rotate the camera so you can have a good look at it. See, it's a nice discreet piece, and it's a nice lovely brownish smoky color. So smoky quartz is a really nice gemstone as well, and it's a good alternative. The other black gemstones, I swear I just had them in my hand a second ago, are just kind of like a flat black color, and that's really quite fine, and they do great things. So the reason I recommend them though is that they're really great for grounding excess energy. So if you're feeling anxious, one of the most common issues we have in society now, black gemstones are going to be your friends. They're also really great for absorbing negative energies, and also they're really good for protecting you from people with ill or malicious intentions or just bad fortune in general. So black stones are my go-to for whenever I'm feeling off or vulnerable or extra anxious or anything like that. And they're just super handy. They work really reliably. I love that they're grounding, so they kind of like maintain themselves. They still need a little bit of care and feeding, but not as much as the others do. And I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of have this red bump right here. I just bumped my head on my cabinet while getting the gemstones out to show you, and I've been bumping my head so much the last week. It's pretty abnormal for me, but that's a sign that I'm ungrounded. That's a sign of not being connected to physical reality and kind of having my energies really scattered, having my head in the cloud, being just unfocused and unaware of my environment, which, you know, causes you to bump your head on stuff that is, you know, inanimate and not moving. So I'm going to be grabbing on my black stones for the next couple days to kind of help me ground myself a little bit more and keep myself from being so scattered. So that's something I'm going to be doing immediately myself. Another stone I really recommend and that I love a lot is hematite. It's you can tell hematite because it's got this silvery lead-like sheen to it. It's very shiny. If you lick it, it's going to taste like metal. Yeah, I lick my gemstones. It's a thing, okay? It's really cool. They tend to be super cheap to get too. And these are really great for like reflecting people's unwanted attention, whether that's negative or positive. If you don't want people to notice you, if you don't want people to focus on you, if you're trying to get people to leave you alone, this is a really great stone. Plus, it also helps keep you grounded. So that's really fantastic. I really love the stone for that. When I need to run out to the store or something and I'm in a real hurry, I will often carry a hematite with me because I tend to I do a lot of healing, so I tend to attract people who have issues who will just start conversations with me when I'm out. So if I'm in a hurry, I'm going to grab some hematite and just be like, I'm sorry, I don't have time today. One note is that hematite rings are super popular at novelty stores and gem stores and stuff like that. They're super cheap too, but they tend to break really fast. If your hematite gets kind of tired or worn out, or if the ring has a flaw in it, it will break really easy, and it's really dramatic when it does. Like, they shatter into lots and lots of little tiny pieces. But it's a total bummer when that happens, so I don't recommend buying the carved hematite rings because that's kind of sad. But you can get them like in these cute little pendants and stuff like this too, and they're adorable and easy to carry, and they're very like modern and cool looking, so whatever. The next stone I recommend a lot and often is rose quartz, and you can't see how lovely pink there. Now you can, it's on the wall. This is a lovely shade of pink. Rose quartz is really super easy to spot because it does have this lovely pale pastel pink color, and it's got this kind of mottled look to it that's very healthy looking. I love this stone. This stone is all about love, but not necessarily the romantic kind, but also self-love, which I think is really important. It's a big barrier to self-confidence and assertiveness, which a lot of us are lacking these days. So if you're not feeling confident, if you're not feeling valued, if you're not feeling like you're worth anything or that you're worthy of attention or respect or anything like that, rose quartz is going to be my go-to for you because this is really going to give you that boost. A lot of times when we're feeling those things about ourselves, we don't feel like we are worthy of love, and so we shut down our ability to receive love that people are offering us that is perfectly healthy. And so this will help you open that back up again. So you're able to receive love from others and yourself again, and that's a huge bonus in our life. We're social creatures. We were designed to rely on each other, and without being able to receive love, you can't do that. So super necessary for a healthy psyche. Another super popular gemstone that a lot of people recommend, it's not as high on my list, but it is still on my list, is amethyst. And I'm showing you just some tiny pieces today. People like to show off these gigantor pieces, so I'm just going to go with tiny ones today because I'm like that. So they're these lovely purple shades. I haven't charged mine in a while. So they're really lovely. These are really great for helping get in touch with your intuitive side. So if you're trying to develop your psychic abilities or your magic abilities, these are really going to be fantastic for that. However, if you are having issues controlling your psychic and magic abilities, do not use these because they amplify those. They don't help you control them. So I would go with the black stone instead, and these for opening them up and enhancing. If you're studying and trying to enhance your skills, these are great. If you're trying to control them, no. I have also found that, especially with empaths, if you're having a lot of nightmares at night and you have an amethyst near your bedside, put it away like in a drawer or a box or something, because these can sometimes cause nightmares. Another stone I really recommend are the green stones. Now these aren't as popular and I have no idea why, but green stones help bring you peace and serenity, and they also boost your body's natural healing mechanisms. It is not a replace for a medical professional. I mean, not a replacement for a medical professional. So this, if you have an illness or an injury, you should see a doctor. Like, that's what doctors are for. So go see a doctor. But if you just need a little boost, if you're feeling tired, if you've already seen your doctor and you want to enhance that healing speed and ability, these are going to be your friends. This is a Ventrin on this side, and you cannot tell in my video, but you can spot a Ventrin because it's got this weird glittery speckliness to it that kind of reminds me of an apple skin. That's how I tell a Ventrin. And this is a moss agate, and it's really lovely. It's got this mottled moss pattern to it. And you can see I like me the greenstones. So these bring a lot of peace and serenity and calmness, kind of that zen out feeling, and they help you maintain a calmness and clarity of vision and emotions and kind of a stability to that whole sector of your life. I love these. They help me maintain my peace and calm, and that's what we need more of in our lives. Another one I want to talk about is citron. I'm using a point. I usually get these tumbled because I pass them out to people. As I mentioned earlier, I run into people a lot who start divulging very personal things to me when I'm just out and about. I carry tumbled rose quartz, citron, and hematite in my bag, and usually 5 of each at a time, and I will hand them out to people because I don't usually have time to really get into their personal issues, but these will help them on their way and get them going. Citron is one of those. You can see like the really beautiful colors. It's this beautiful kind of honey oil amber color, but citron are crystals. They're in the quartz family, and they have this beautiful yellow color, and they're really good for boosting your energy and your mood levels. So if you're experiencing a lot of exhaustion and kind of a feeling of being down or dragging or even a little sadness and depression, these can really help lift that mood up. Again, not a replacement for professional help. If you need professional help, go get it. That's important. That's what it's there for. That's why we have those people in existence. But this can kind of help boost those activities that you're already engaging in. Now, my most favorite crystal, the one you can always rely and fall back on, is the crystal quartz. And I love these. I don't think you can ever have too much quartz. Quartz is my favorite. And that's because it does everything. And you can tell because it's clear, which means it's very, very malleable, very versatile, very flexible. It can take on the properties of whatever is around it or whatever it's told to. Quartz has a unique property that we call programmability, and that's really important. I'll do another video on that specifically, but that allows you to assign a task to a quartz crystal and have it work on that energy for you. And it can also enhance, it's kind of a booster to whatever gemstone you put it with. So if you have like a teeny tiny citron like this, and it's helpful, but you feel like a bigger citron would be more helpful, or you just want to amplify the citron because it's a very helpful piece and you just want to give him a boost, like a multiplier, you can pair him up with a quartz, and the quartz, if it isn't assigned another purpose, will simply boost the energy of the citron. So it'll make it behave like it's a bigger, purer specimen just by being with a quartz. So quartz is super handy that way. And so I absolutely recommend it. And if you're learning to work with crystals, quartz is going to be your friend. They're really, really versatile. You can do a lot with them. When you're learning to clear your crystals, quartz is the most sensitive, and there's a visual feedback when you're clearing and cleansing a quartz that really helps you know when you're getting it right and when you're making progress and when you haven't. And that's really, really helpful. And then you can apply those skills to all the rest of your crystals. In the community, we use really simple practices. Lately, they're super popular to just put your crystals on the windowsill in the moonlight or whatever and let the moon do it, which is fabulous because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to do the work myself. We'll let Mama Moon do it. But if it's not a full moon and you need to clear your crystal, you got to be able to do it yourself. So being able to develop those skills is really, really helpful, and a quartz crystal is great for learning those skills, and you can tell it to do anything else. So if all you have is a quartz, you'll be fine. So those are my essential crystals that I recommend to pretty much everyone, depending on what it is that they specifically need. And if you're wondering what crystals to get, if you want to put something in your little tool pouch, those are the ones I would start with, and that's kind of the order I would start with the exception of quartz. If you can only get one crystal, get a quartz. So that's me, that's Nathara at Crystal Lodge, and that's me talking about crystals, and I could go on for hours and hours, but I'm not going to do that to you. I have a stone magic course coming out soon-ish, as soon as I can get it published. It's done, it just needs to be edited and revised, and then I'm publishing it somewhere. So stay tuned, and that will be out soon. And other than that, have a great day. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.